The difference between hustle and alignment. A lot of people talk about hustle, about hustling, how much of a hustle it needs to bring you closer to the things that you want to achieve. It is needed. Hustle is actually something really important. A lot of people goes through that during their lives, during their careers. The difference between them is actually just energy, just the energy behind the word. You already know the importance of words. Everything you say has an energy. When you talk about hustle, the first thing that comes to your mind is something negative. It doesn't mean that is not something that is needed. It doesn't mean that it's something that shouldn't be respected, because it is. Hustle is needed and is part of our realities. The only thing and the difference between hustle and alignment is just how you see it. Let's say you're doing something that you're not super happy about it, but you know that is something that is needed to bring you closer to the goals that you have. Why should that be seen as something bad? Why should that be seen as resistance? Why we don't see it as part of the alignment, as part of the process, as part of the path to bring us closer, to give us all the happiness that we're looking for? Just notice the difference between these two words, hustle and alignment. Both of them, they already have such a different energy just because of the way we've been hearing those words. Depending on the context they are used, but they kind of feel like opposites. At least for me, the energy is different. Like one is really heavy and strong and the other one feels like super light. Think about this not only about these words, but about all words and about everything. It's just really a matter of perception. Why can't the hustle be also alignment? That hustle will bring you to the alignment that you want. That's why you're doing it, because you know it will give you something. You're working on the alignment, you're working into the process. You in the process of achieving something, in the process of getting somewhere. That's what you're doing. You aligning with what you want, and for that you need to do something. And sometimes it's actions, sometimes it's energetically, but it needs a process of acting. Otherwise, it will not just come from thin air for you. Even though it can be also through alignment, just be such a improvement in energy that you can actually achieve that the things that you want only through working on your energy. Change the perspective of that hustle, change the energy around that hustle. You can call it whatever you want, but make sure the way you see it is always through a positive lens. Hustle is only bad if you see it in that way. Make it healthy, make it an enjoyable experience. Even if you're not where you want to be right now, it doesn't need to be a bad place. It's only bad if you see it that way. Everything is an opportunity, everything is a chance for you to improve. Everything happens the way it needs to happen for your greater good. See it that way. Change the narrative, make it a fairy tale, romanticize it, do whatever you want to do, but make it good for you, for your energy, for your mind, and for your heart. Because deep down, that's happening for that reason only. Only to improve you as a light being, has an experience, always to improve. You're not here to resist. You're not here to have a hard life. You're not here to be rooted in fear. It's easy to fall in the trap. These two words, they're the same. Make your mind a good place to live. Make your life enjoyable.